Hi YouTube, welcome back to Wtf Rc Cars. So carrying on with the G7P videos, we're going to be looking at a different mix today. So this is going to be the track mix. Now for this you can see it's set up to channel 1 and 2. So we've got our receiver. I'm just going to put this into bind mode and then give it a bit of power. And then we've got our red servo that I'm going to plug into channel 1. We've got our black servo I'm going to plug into channel 2. And although these are not motors, it will give you a good sort of view of what it does as we're putting throttle on and steering. So we got his receiver in bind mode. So I'm going to jump into RX menu, go to his bind set. So our routine, two-way, standard, PWM and iBus, digital servo, and start.
Binding successful.
So we've now got it bound. Then we're going to want to look at mixers. We're going to go into track mix. And then first off, if we turn this on, then if we have a look what it does. So you can see as motors will be spinning opposite direction as we steer, and then as we add throttle you can see they both going the same. As we back off, both same. Now if we look into his options, so front, as we turn this down you can see it brings front down for both. Then if we go back, so as we bring this down, it'll reduce our maximum speed rear. Try not to change steering at the same time as pressing it. But yeah. So basically they can limit our forward and backward speed. Then if you look at the left and right, so if we move left and then we back it down, we can see that that'll limit the maximum left. And then if we go right, we can see we can bring down as endpoint on that, or you can take it to absolutely 0. But basically that should give you some idea of what these settings actually do. So if we back out and look at this, you can see what we're actually getting. Plus you can see what the servos are doing. So obviously rather than your servos you'd have your motor. But it's very easy to set up track mode on this, or tank tracks if you like. Very easy to understand screen, and then you've got your basically your endpoints if you will. And it just allows you to set it up and configure it very simply. So if we have a look in assignment, let's just pick K1. If we go down, I think we've got track mix on off. So if I set that, so yeah, we can set track mix on off. Not really sure how much use that's going to be to anybody, because if you got it on a tracked vehicle, being able to just move one track, not really much use, but we do have the option to turn it on off. And then if we go in, the switches will be the same. So if we have a look at VRs and trims, let's see if we've got anything for tracked mode on this. So we can assign all 4 of the adjustable track mixers. So we've got front, back, left and right. So you can assign them to trims if you want. So yeah, we do have everything off the actual track mix menu assignable. So if you really wanted to, we could come in and set that to VR1. You could set another to VR2 if you wanted. So if you really did want to set the limits, you can. So you've got real-time control over any of the variables without going into the menu. And we can change the back as well. And you can assign them to either VRs or you can assign them to trims. So yeah, quite a lot of functionality there for the tracked vehicles, and to be honest, one of the easier transmitters I've seen to set up for this. And we do get fully adjustable control, which is quite nice to have. So you do have control of that on the fly. And if for whatever reason you want, you can turn track mode on and off at the push of a button. Not sure what use people are going to have for that, but we do get an icon on screen and we can do it. But hopefully that's useful to any of you with tanks or any other track vehicles out there. So that is the track mixing setup guide for the Flysky G11P. Hopefully that answers a few of your questions, or gives you some idea of whether this transmitter would be any use for you with a track vehicle. I'm guessing it is really simple to set up, so yeah, it's probably a good shout that for track vehicles, very easy to use. But thanks again for watching Wtf Rc Cars. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, share to friends and family, and catch you guys again in the next one.